The year is 1882, a pivotal moment in history. The sun beats down relentlessly on the ancient land of Egypt, casting long shadows over its vast deserts. The Nile River, lifeblood of the nation, flows silently through the desert, nourishing the land and its people. But all is not well. Tensions are rising among the people and unrest is brewing. Egypt, once a mighty empire, finds itself caught in a dangerous game of power and politics. European powers circle like vultures, hungry for control and dominance over this strategic land. The air crackles with anticipation and fear as the people sense the impending conflict. This is a story of empire, rebellion, and the inevitable clash of two worlds, each vying for supremacy. Egypt, a land of pharaohs and pyramids, is now a pawn in a global power struggle, its ancient glory overshadowed by modern ambitions. Britain, the rising star of the British Empire, seeks to expand its influence and control over new territories. Egypt, with its strategic location and the vital Suez Canal, is a prize too tempting for the British to resist. But the Egyptian people will not yield easily. They are prepared to fight for their land and their freedom. They are fiercely independent with a proud history that stretches back millennia, and they will not be subdued without a struggle. Change is coming. It will be written in fire and blood as the struggle for Egypt's future unfolds. Egypt in the late 19th century is a nation divided. Foreign influence has seeped into every corner of Egyptian life. The once mighty Ottoman Empire, of which Egypt is nominally a part, is weakening. Into this vacuum step ambitious European powers. Britain and France, hungry for markets and resources, see an opportunity to expand their empires. They invest heavily in Egypt, but their intentions are far from altruistic. The seeds of resentment are sown. Egyptians, burdened by debt and foreign interference, grow increasingly restless. A sense of nationalism begins to stir. Egyptians yearn for a return to self-rule. They see their country being carved up by foreign powers, its wealth siphoned off to line the pockets of European investors. A storm is brewing, it will soon break. Out of this cauldron of resentment emerges a new leader, Colonel Ahmed Urabi. A charismatic military officer, Urabi becomes the voice of Egyptian discontent. He rallies the people and the army, demanding an end to foreign control. Urabi's message resonates. He speaks of freedom, of national pride, of throwing off the shackles of foreign domination. In 1882, the pot boils over. Urabi leads a revolt against the Khedive, Egypt's Ottoman ruler, who is seen as a puppet of the Europeans. The British, alarmed by the growing unrest and the threat to their interests, issue an ultimatum. They demand that Urabi be removed from power and Egyptian troops disarmed. The ultimatum is rejected. The die is cast. War is inevitable. Or is. The first shots of the Anglo-Egyptian War ring out not in the desert sands, but in the bustling port city of Alexandria, a city known for its rich history and strategic importance. The British Mediterranean fleet, a formidable force, steams into the harbour, its guns trained on the city, ready to unleash devastation. On July 11, 1882, the bombardment begins, marking a significant and tragic day in Alexandria's history. For 10 long hours, the guns roar without pause, a relentless assault that echoes through the city. Shells rain down on Alexandria, shattering buildings and setting the once thriving harbour ablaze, turning it into a scene of chaos and destruction. The bombardment of Alexandria is a brutal display of British firepower, showcasing their military might and determination. The Egyptians, outmatched and outgunned, fight back bravely, but they are hopelessly overmatched. The city burns, a testament to their valiant yet futile resistance. Innocent civilians are caught in the crossfire, their lives upended by the relentless bombardment. The bombardment of Alexandria sends shockwaves through Egypt and the world, a stark reminder of the far-reaching impacts of war. It is a stark reminder of the brutal realities of war and the lengths to which the British are willing to go to protect their interests, leaving a lasting scar on the city and its people. Section 5, the Battle of Tell El Kebir, a decisive blow. The British, having made their point in Alexandria, now set their sights on Cairo, the heart of Egypt. A British expeditionary force led by Sir Garnet Wolseley lands on the canal and marches towards the capital. Standing in their way is the Egyptian army entrenched at Tell El Kebir, a strategic point south of Cairo. The Battle of Tell El Kebir, fought on September 13, 1882, is a decisive moment in the war. Under the cover of darkness, the British launch a surprise attack on the Egyptian lines. The fighting is fierce and bloody, but the outcome is never in doubt. The British, with their superior training and firepower, rout the Egyptian army. Section 6. Key figures in the conflict, leaders and strategists. The Anglo-Egyptian War is a clash of personalities as much as it is a clash of arms. On the British side stand figures like Sir Garnet Wolseley, the seasoned campaigner, and Admiral Beauchamp Seymour, whose bombardment of Alexandria set the stage for British victory. These men are the embodiment of British imperial might, determined to expand their nation's reach at any cost. On the Egyptian side stands Colonel Ahmed Urabi, the fiery nationalist who dared to challenge British hegemony. Urabi, though ultimately defeated, becomes a symbol of Egyptian resistance to foreign rule. His name will be etched in the annals of Egyptian history, a reminder that even in defeat, the spirit of independence can burn bright. Section 7. The British occupation begins establishing control. The Battle of Tell El Kebir marks the end of the Anglo-Egyptian War. The British, victorious on the battlefield, move swiftly to consolidate their control. British troops occupy Cairo, and Egypt becomes, in all but name, a British protectorate. The Egyptians, their army crushed and their hopes dashed, are forced to accept the reality of British rule. The British, eager to secure their prize, set about transforming Egypt. They install a pro-British government, reorganize the Egyptian army, and take control of the country's finances. The Suez Canal, the vital waterway linking the Mediterranean to the Indian Ocean, is now firmly under British control. Egypt, once a proud and independent nation, is now firmly within the grip of the British Empire. Section 8. Political ramifications. The end of Egyptian autonomy. The British occupation has profound implications for Egypt. The country is now firmly under British control. Its destiny dictated from London. The Ottoman Empire, already in decline, loses its last vestiges of authority over Egypt. The dream of Egyptian independence is crushed, at least for the time being. The British occupation also has broader geopolitical ramifications. It signifies the rising power of the British Empire, now at the zenith of its power. It also exacerbates tensions between Britain and France, both of whom have designs on Egypt. The Anglo-Egyptian War is a stark reminder that the age of empire is far from over. Section 9. The legacy of the war, a nation transformed. The Anglo-Egyptian War of 1882 leaves an indelible mark on Egypt, altering its trajectory forever. The country is transformed, its economy, society, and politics all reshaped under the weight of British rule, which brings both progress and challenges. The war marks the beginning of a long period of British dominance in Egypt, one that will last until the middle of the 20th century, deeply influencing the nation's path. The British presence in Egypt is not without its benefits, as they bring significant changes. They invest in infrastructure, modernize the economy, and introduce new technologies such as railways and telegraph systems which help to connect the country. But these advances come at a price, as many Egyptians face hardships and exploitation. Egyptians chafe under British rule, their resentment simmering beneath the surface, leading to growing unrest and resistance. The seeds of Egyptian nationalism, sown in the ashes of the 1882 war, will continue to grow, eventually leading to a new struggle for independence, a fight that will shape the future of the nation. Section 10. Conclusion. Echoes of Empire. The Anglo-Egyptian War of 1882 is a tale of ambition, resistance, and the enduring legacy of empire. It is a story that resonates even today, a reminder of the complex relationship between the West and the Arab world. The war highlights the human cost of empire, the dreams shattered, and the lives lost in the pursuit of power. The echoes of the 1882 war can still be felt in Egypt today. The country bears the scars of its colonial past, both visible and invisible. The struggle for true independence, both political and economic, continues. The Anglo-Egyptian War is a reminder that the past is never truly gone. It shapes the present and casts a long shadow into the future.